Dr. W talks. Do we have free will, or is everything fated?
Free will is the idea that humans have a choice. We all make decisions freely. Many theists who believe this think that God teaches humans the right way to live, but ultimately choosing what to do with our lives, and whether we obey Him, is up to us. He has given us the choice. As it says in the Torah in the book of Deuteronomy, "Now choose life, so that you and your children may live, and that you may love the Lord your God, listen to His voice, and hold fast to Him." Alvin Plantinga argues that human free will exists, and explains why life can be so complicated. He calls it a defense against the problem of evil. People sometimes freely make the wrong decisions, which can lead to harm for others. Plantinga argues that God made us this way as part of being in His image, and that it stops us from being robots. Whereas fate may have been used as a tool of political or religious oppression in the past, free will and the ability to self-determine can also be seen as a means of social mobility. People can make what they want to of their lives. However, for some, this could lead to having unrealistic aspirations and being constantly disappointed. Many agnostics and atheists also like the idea of free will and personal autonomy, the ability to make decisions for ourselves. People enjoy the idea that they at least have a choice about what they can do and the decisions they make. Determinism, fate, fortune, and destiny. Determinists disagree with this. Boethius argued that God is looking down at all of time and space from heaven, as if from a high mountain. From God's perspective, it is as if everything has already happened. Fortune, or fate, is spinning a wheel, and people who are in power now will one day become poor, but we do not have control over these events. John Calvin said that God, in His omnipotence, predestines everything that is going to happen. He thought that free will was an illusion because every decision we make is really controlled by an all-powerful God. Critics of determinism would say this means we don't have responsibility for what we do. Calvin said that God is simply beyond our understanding, and everything works together for His glory. Therefore, as any man has been created to one or other of the ends, we speak of him as predestined to life or to death. However, this doesn't have to mean that people have no responsibility for what they do. While people's actions and outcomes may ultimately be predetermined, from our own perspective, we still seem to be making decisions, so we still have responsibility for them. Most theists say that determinism is simply showing us the bigger picture from God's perspective, and that we still need to aim to be the best we can be. However, others argue that the existence of fate would take away our chance at making our own decisions. Many agnostics and atheists also argue that things are somehow fated. Big issues in our lives, like a career path or soulmate, may be our destiny, even if this is not due to a higher power. But can even our apparent choices or the random chance of evolution be somehow predetermined by things we simply don't understand? Is the concept of fate compatible with a coherent atheist or agnostic viewpoint? How can things have been fated or predestined if there is no God? What could have fated them? Compatibilism. Compatibilists such as Thomas Hobbes argued for a middle way between free will and determinism. They said that it is possible for God to be in control and know what is going to happen, while we still have free will. According to this view, God may know what decisions we are going to make, but that does not mean He will make these decisions for us. Some atheists and agnostics may think that some things are fated, but there are other things that we can control by our free will. Ultimately, we may never know whether free will or fate exists. We can't accurately predict the future or know what will happen to us. For some people, the idea of a fate or destiny brings comfort and relief. For others, free will brings a sense of control and volition to their lives. In the absence of knowledge about this, it is good to recognize at least what we think and why we think it.